Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game, and today a look back at Wave 18's Quark's Treasure from the Season 4 DS9 episode Little Green Men. I get to rewatch that recently, that's how I actually know. But yeah, Quark's Treasure, a 2222, double crew tech, and scan, evade, and 16-point shuttle, and you start going, really? I don't know about this. Yeah, we'll get to it. You do not pay a faction penalty when assigning any crew or tech upgrades to this ship. You do not place an aux power token beside your ship when using the docking or launching actions. So, Quark's Treasure, the whole idea here is it's a shuttle. You're going to load it up as best you can and dock it to a capital ship, then transfer a bunch of stuff from the shuttle and circumvent the 50-point limit on a ship, because that limit's only there to start the game. So this ship lives and dies based in competitive play. And now I would argue that it's too expensive for what it is. Back in the day, before we got cheaper ships, before we got recosting, this was a great ship. Because in a pinch, you could launch it after you did all of the reshuffle, and you still had a 2-2 with 4 durability. It could maybe take a shot, and it could maybe inflict some damage. If nothing else, it could be a distraction. It could be a means of deploying points. More so what this did is it brought shuttle play to everyone. The Sakharov is great and still my preference of a shuttle, but it was a prize ship, and prize ships are not available to everyone. So Quark's Treasure is still a ship. I say if you want to experiment with docking, this is the way to go. Brunt's shuttle, I think it was Brunt's, in the Ferengi faction pack was different, but this is still my preference of a shuttle. Maneuver dial, it's a shuttle. It doesn't move fast, but it's very agile. 1 and 2 come abouts, no red on the dial whatsoever, kind of fun. Plus, if you combine with Chemosite, you can do some fun stuff. 5 straight on a shuttle. It's not meant to be super offensive. If you combine with some scan shenanigans, you might actually get somewhere, though. Generics at 8 points because of the Ferengi faction pack. So it can do some nicer transfers. And I don't think now that the extra slot makes up for it costing double. That's what I mean by I think too much has been lost in discounts. So, Captain Brunt, 4 skill, 3 points, no talent slot, and no gold press latinum. Action: when defending this round during the modify attack dice step, you may force one opposing ship to re-roll one of its attack dice, your choice. That can be nice, right? Yeah, a little less likely to take a crit. You may field the Grand Negus Elite Talent upgrade. If you use the action listed on it, you must discard this card as well. Well, that gets a bit pricey, because that's like a one-time use captain. And I'm not a big fan of that. So let's go look at Grand Negus. Action: discard this card to target every friendly Ferengi ship within range 1 to 3. Each target ship may immediately perform an additional green maneuver. If you're running a bunch of the Ferengi Brels, this is reasonably good. It's still an action discard and 5 points. I would just never run it on Brunt. I also don't know what Grand Negus has to do with that. I guess he's just getting everybody to follow his lead, and he's the only unifier of the Ferengi. So I guess it works from that standpoint. But yeah, Brunt, not a great captain. Quark, as a 3-point captain with an elite talent slot, 3 skill, 2 points. Action, discard all your upgrades to target a ship at range 1 to 2. Target ship cannot attack your ship this round. You must discard at least one upgrade to use this action. And you cannot attack or perform any free actions this round. So in a one-on-one battle, I suppose I'm okay with this, but I'm still left with ideas of like, I'd rather use conditional surrender because at least then I can discard my crew first, and I guess I could run Quark with conditional surrender and discard my crew and then throw out like a tech or a weapon after the fact. And I mean, at least Quark gives me some flexibility. I just don't like that he's an action because my opponents could just choose not to attack Quark in anything other than a one-on-one battle, or, you know, Quark being the only ship left. And they're just going to ignore me. And then I've wasted my action. And so I guess there's some playability with Quark in a mission, but short of that, no. And then Zek is an admiral and also a captain. We'll talk about the captain version first. So 2 skill, 1 point talent slot. I like that. Can only go on a Ferengi ship. And then action, target a ship at range 1. Disable one of your upgrades and one upgrade your choice on the target ship. Ferengi have a few kind of cheap, easy disable upgrades. So this isn't bad, but it's not great. In terms of like, as an admiral, I see him get just a tiny bit more play because Ferengi need that extra talent slot. Bringing in the rules of acquisition to get those gold press latinum tokens. That tends to happen, especially on the like Lurin's Bird of Prey, the generic Ferengi Burrell. So Zek ends up being more of this talent slot if you're running a Ferengi ship already. If you're not, then, you know, Q, Decker tend to be more of that 1 point talent slot, but they do cost you captain skills, so Zek's better on the Ferengi ship. In terms of the action portion, that's where we tend not to like that because it's costing you more than you're getting out. It's both the action and the disabling of a crew just to get a disable back. And while you have a few crew or a few upgrades you might not mind getting disabled, how long can you actually keep that up? And are you really going to outskill your opponent? Probably not. But I could see Zek working in the right kind of mission. Something where your opponent's trying to have an away team, and so they're disabling stuff already or beaming crew out. And if you can go in and disable some of their tech or some of their weapons, you give yourself more of a chance. So I could see it play. We've talked about Grand Nagus. Again, I think it's got some potential. Smugglers is a kind of a weird talent, but we'll talk about it here. 5 point unique action. Target a ship at range 1 to 3. Discard this card to steal a tech or a weapon upgrade from the target ship, even if it exceeds your ship's restrictions. If the smuggler's upgrade is assigned to a Ferengi shuttle, the stolen upgrade is flipped face down and can't be used by your ship. The shuttle may exchange the stolen upgrade with the docking ship, and the docking ship may then flip it face up. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi captain assigned to a Ferengi ship. Really, you're not running this on a shuttle. So it's basically steal a tech or a weapon at range 1 to 3. Not in your forward arc, just 360, range 1 to 3, through shields, through cloak. And I think this is a very valuable talent. I think it gets expensive and restrictive. But I think it's a really cool way to mess with people who are running good weapons, and there are several, and really good tech, of which there are several. So I would think this is a card that can get some more play, both in missions and in competitive play. And anytime a card does both of those and is continuing to see this play and continuing to see this uptick in utility, I like it. Inversion Wave is kind of a freedom of movement card. It's a 4-point tech, and instead of making a normal move, you may discard this card to replace your ship, to place your ship anywhere in the play area within range 1 to 3 of your current position. Remove all tokens except critical hit tokens from beside your ship, and then place an Ox Power token beside your ship. You cannot attack on the round you use this ability. And no ship can have more than one of these. So, I feel like this cheeses some missions. So, I don't consider this nice for mission play, just in the same way that Warp Jump cheeses missions. But I think that when you're trying to be unpredictable and moving in different ways, putting yourself in a position and a different facing, this is one of those really cool cards that gives you some flexibility. I don't even mind that you can't attack on the round that you use this ability, because it makes sense. You're too focused on movement, on repositioning your ship. That's going to take out your ability to fire, and I'm pretty good with the price. I think in today's game, 3 points is more fitting because you lose the ability to attack. But I can live with it. And then Cargo Hold. This is one of the quintessential upgrades for a lot of Ferengi ships. Add 2 upgrade slots, crew or tech, to your upgrade bar. These upgrades cannot have a cost greater than 4, and that's combined. I don't know why, but that's the ruling. This upgrade can only be purchased for a Ferengi ship. No ship can have more than one. And this card redefined the cost for additional slots. Paying 1 point for 2 slots is now kind of the standard. I like that it can refill itself if you want. It can convert to 2 crew slots if you want. It can be an extra tech slot if you want, paying for itself and giving you 1 more. It gives you all the flexibility you could want. I guess I might want an extra weapon slot, but probably not. And it solves one of the biggest issues I have with some Ferengi ships. I wish that Romulans got something like this, because converting 1 tech slot to 2 would be fantastic. But I can still hope. I can hope that Romulans will get something like this someday. And then we have Odo. And because Odo was in that episode, and I always forget that, but Odo was there. 5-point independent unique, and when during the planning phase, you can target a ship within range 1 to 3, choose a crew upgrade on the target ship. If you do so, treat this card as an exact copy of the chosen upgrade until the end of the end phase, in which you use this ability. If the chosen upgrade's action or ability requires it to be disabled or discarded, you must disable or discard this card to use it. Here's kind of the cool part. It's just target a ship. It's not target a friendly ship. It's not target an enemy ship. You get to make your copies. If you're trying to run 2 ships with heavy crew use and time tokens, You can have 2 copies of Esri Dax. You can use Odo for a lot of flexibility. Odo can copy a Vendorian spy, could copy Bashir, and there's so much going on. And during the planning phase is the perfect time for him to copy because he doesn't lose out on any crew, at least to the best of my knowledge. And I just really like what Odo brings to the game. He's expensive, but he does good work. Then we have Nog. Nog's a 3-point Ferengi crew. When defending during the roll attack dice step, you may discard this card to force the attacking ship to roll 2 less attack dice for that attack. The only way I find myself running Nog is in conjunction with, I think it's Brunt. No, it's not Brunt. It's I'll get there. Sorry, I'm on a different idea. It's the Ferengi captain that discounts Ferengi upgrades. Lurin, yeah. And so you don't pay a faction penalty when you equip this card or Ferengi upgrades to the ship, and the Ferengi upgrades equipped to the ship cost 1 less. So that makes Nog a 2-point card. And when he's a 2-point card, then I'm like, okay, making somebody roll 2 less attack dice actually feels about right and gives me a chance to live through a round. Nog isn't an action, he's not a disable. I get that he's 1 point, or one point in time, one time, because he's a discard. But if I really wanted to, I could protect him with like a Goval, and then I'd get to use him again. But he's there. He can really make a difference. And if I really wanted to, I could combine him with like an improved deflector screen or a shield adaptation. Am I thinking the right thing when I say shield adaptation? Yeah. Shield adaptation. Dominion card. Goes on a hull 4 or more. When defending, the attacking ship rolls 2 less attack dice when firing a primary weapon and -1 when firing a secondary weapon upgrade. So Nog in conjunction with that, or improved deflector screens, really puts a damper on what the opponent can actually roll. You could also have Nog on like Sutherland or the Enterprise D that rolls less dice, and you're just at least one time saying, yeah, now you really don't get to roll dice against me. You pick your key moment. Then we have Rom. Rom's the last card in the pack here. And for an action, you repair a shield token. If Rom's on a Ferengi ship, you repair 2 shield tokens. Rom's tough. I like the idea. I'm only going to put him on a Ferengi ship because otherwise he might as well be an evade. If you know you're getting attacked. If you don't know you're getting attacked, then he's slightly better than evade because he's long-term durability. But if you can repair 2 shields, then you're coming out ahead, and I like that aspect. I think I like ROM in conjunction with an exocomp or like Laska, because then I can repair a hull, I can repair shields, and I can keep my ship alive long term. It just depends on what's gonna really work. Now, Should I put all those points into a Ferengi ship? Probably not, but I can if I want to, and that's a choice I like. So yeah, Quark's Treasure is one of those packs with a couple of cool cards, right? Cargo Hold, still a great card. Smugglers, a card I think is still on the rise. Nothing that feels amazing, like gotta have it. But cards that are solid and cards that flesh out the Ferengi as a faction. And if you can find this pack, if you pick it up, I think you have good stuff here. And when you have good stuff, you end up playing better, exploring more options, and all that being said, I think it's worth it. I think this is a pack that still holds up today. It's not perfect, but I don't think there is a perfect pack. So, yeah, give it a try. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate your time. And until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.